Hey guys, what's good? Let's see. We're gonna check into Aquarius Wave. It's Black People Fear Other Blacks, the uncomfortable truth. Let's get into this, see what we got, guys.
I genuinely used to feel ashamed that the most uncomfortable, unsafe, and paranoid that I have ever felt in my life was around people who looked just like me. I would have never said this in public, damn near not even in private. I felt as if this was some sort of betrayal. I did not understand that there are many out there who share this exact.
Now, I've been in fights with black guys before. I think only two. Yeah, only two times. My friend Junior that grew up in the trailer park I grew up in, me and him got into it when we were like 13 or something, and then become even better friends after that. Uh, and our best friend Alan, I hate he's passed away now, but yeah, he passed away when he was 18, so 20 some years ago. But yeah, he was 6'5", 340 pounds. I mean, this black dude was huge. He was my best friend. I grew up beside him for the first 11 years of my life, and then he moved 4 houses down, and that's when that fight between me and Junior broke out. And then there was this stripper chick I was dating. I was 26 because I remember I just got a Tahoe that had 22s on it. But anyway, that right there, that was something between her and him about some drugs that wasn't paid for. But he slapped her, and when he slapped her, that was it. It was on like a pot of neck bones. I ended up breaking his nose and knocked out one of his teeth. But other than that, I have not been in any other fights with any black guys. And I grew up with black guys. They were my best friends. They were my teammates on the football team, on the baseball team. But I will say that the main reason I've ever been nervous around black guys that I didn't know, that I did not know, it's because they're usually in groups. Like, you ever seen a white guy getting his ass beat and another random white guy jump in and help out? No. Because, see, you got the rednecks, you got the preps, you got the regular ones, then you got the skateboarders. I mean, you got so many fractions of the same ones. Well, with black people, it seems to more be to where they're going to take up for each other. And on top of that, they are the minority, so why wouldn't they take up for each other? So hearing this man say this is actually, I mean, I've heard other black influencers and stuff. They've said that they don't feel comfortable, especially, you know, if they speak proper or something, and then some black people will say, well, they're not black, that they're, you know, just a white person in black skin or something. Anyhow, I just wanted to say, yeah, I felt uncomfortable around black people I didn't know. Did I ever have an issue? No. But if shit were for some reason to pop off, yeah, I'd be nervous, but I'd be like that no matter the case. If it's a fucking group of white douchebag frat boys, I'm not going to be comfortable around them, but I'm also at the same time not necessarily worried about them, to be honest. But I know that it could go south with them if something was to have happened. But no, I can't get into the whole prep thing. I've never been preppy. I've never been that. Never had the opportunity, never wanted to. But anyhow, that's besides the point. Let's get into it, guys.
Exact same sentiment. Like, I can count on one hand the amount of times that I've been afraid for my life around somebody who was non-black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I can count on one hand. And I wouldn't need every finger. You understand me? Where I genuinely felt that my life was truly in danger. I don't have enough fingers to count the amount of times I've been around other black folks and felt that I have to watch my back, otherwise something's about to go off. The amount of times I've had to leave locations early because something indeed was going off.
I remember it was me and a different junior. A different junior. This is in my 20s. This ain't the one I got in a fight with. This is another one. Me and him, we were in the hood about 3 o'clock in the morning. He ran in the house to go get some, get some stuff taken care of. This old black lady come out there. She had to be in her 70s. She come out there, baby? And I said, yes, ma'am. She's like, what you doing out here? She's like, you stick out like a sore thumb. She's like, if I was you, I'd go ahead and crank on up and get out of here. Don't be letting the cops see you out here, because you ain't fitting. And I laughed. I said, my friend's inside. He's supposed to be right back. I will be rolling out of here as soon as possible. She said, all right, now you be careful. That
The
was
amount
awesome,
of times
too.
that somebody has looked me up and down, ready to square up. Somebody's reached somewhere in order to get something, and me having to move out the way. The amount of times I've been in situations, and I don't like to talk about them because I don't like to re-traumatize myself. I don't. But I know that it serves this purpose right here. Because if we don't tell the truth, damn it, nobody else will. So I'm going to go ahead and...
Yeah, and that's one thing that I have seen in the past few years, where men are coming out, not saying they're scared or something, but just telling their feelings, because I'm a part of that generation where, a man was a man. You don't talk about your problems. You fucking swallow it and keep going. But it gets rough not having anyone to talk to. And see, that's one of my issues, because I've had 48 friends die, and seems like anytime I trust someone or get close to someone, they end up getting taken away. So therefore, most of my life I've kept a lot of my shit to myself, and I just keep going on about my day. I ain't gonna sit here and cry to no bitch about it, because what good's that gonna do? That's how men are raised. I mean, that's how we've always been. But it's nice seeing that you can actually say something that you normally wouldn't want to tell nobody, and getting it off your fucking chest. And I think, honestly, to a degree, men need it. I mean, seriously. I'm not saying go cry about every little thing. I'm saying you need someone you can talk to that can relate to what you're relating to. Not gossip. Not that. I'm just saying someone that understands the struggles and has also had shit on their chest for fucking decades, and finally be able to talk to someone. I think it's a good thing.
I'm going to give the floor to this brother right here, who surprisingly, is willing to tell this exact same truth. So this is video 1 of my 2-part compilation. And, we'll just hear what he has to say about the same situation.
Bro, you know what's so crazy? I wake up every single day, and before I leave the house and go anywhere in public, I load up my firearm for black people. Not saying that no other race won't do nothing or no.
Nah, I feel you on that, but not because of black people. Because the world is crazy now. Like, dude, it is insane the amount of people that randomly just get shot up, and yet like in Colorado the other day, there was some standing solidarity thing for Jewish people, but none of the people there, knowing that Jews got a target on their back or whatever from the Palestinian lovers or whatever you want to call them, the stand for Gaza people, not one of them there had any way to protect themselves. And some jackwagon dumbass takes a homemade flamethrower and Molotov cocktails and starts setting people on fire. And yet not one of those people had any way to defend themselves. And even the youngest man I seen there that had some size to him, yeah, he was pointing and yelling at one other dude and the guy that did this, but not one person threw a punch. You should have had someone with protection there, or at very least 3 or 4 of y'all get together and beat the shit out of that guy until the cops get there. That's how man. But nah, I feel you. Damn, it's to the point now. If you don't go out with some kind of protection on you, you're almost gambling with either your life or someone else's life every single time you do it. But if you're not legal to own, even though your rights are supposed to be uninfringible. But then you risk, if you get pulled over, then you gonna go to jail just for simply trying to protect yourself. And me personally, that's complete bullshit. I can't stand it.
or no shit like that. But ultimately, bro, I'm not worrying about a white or a Mexican nigga when I go out in public. I'm worried about niggas, bro. Like, you might walk into a store and the nigga might look at you the wrong way, and now y'all
That's it.
beefing.
I haven't even listened to the totality of this video. What did I tell y'all? It could just be how somebody looks at you. It doesn't. You're looking past somebody.
And that I have said in another video I did, which some of it is men just trying to show, oh, I'm a man. But other thing I think is part of it, because like my dad was there in my life. He was always technically there. I mean, I grew up with him there. But at the age 11, he went from being my football coach or assistant coach and baseball coach and doing everything with me to, and part of it I'm sure was me, because I'm getting ready to hit puberty and I wanted to hang out with my friends in the trailer park, or, you know, just to go play after school. That's what I wanted to do. And back in the 80s, you go outside, you come in when the street lights come on. You ain't running in and out the house all day. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. You drinking water from the water hose and you staying the F outside. But I can totally see, because I seen my son go through it, because my ex-wife, what it was is they were like, my son got to live with me twice it was usually during the summertime, but when he didn't get what he wanted, when he would go see his mom for the weekend or whatever, then he wouldn't want to come back because he didn't get what he wanted. Because I'm trying to teach him, you don't always get whatever you want. No matter how much you cry or throw a tantrum, you're not going to get what you want. But I noticed, because he's got himself in some trouble in the past, and some of it was just pure stupidity, but other things was emotional. Women are more emotional, and if a woman is raising a man, then when he grows up, he's going to be more emotional. So you look at him wrong, they're going to be like, what the fuck you staring at? Why are you looking at me like that? And then, or you say something bad about him, and you may not even mean it in a bad intent. You're just telling them, hey man, this right here's the truth, I didn't want to tell you. Then they get in their feelings. And that right there is that's a woman trait, to get in your feelings like that. So that's another reason why it can be so crazy out there now. Go ahead.
Somebody, and they're eyeing you. They're looking you up and down, sizing you up.
Now, I have to step in right there and interject. Look, I'm 5'8". People, I'm not short, but I ain't tall. But I'm 5'8". But every time I used to go out to the bars, man, it's always this 6 foot tall dude staring at me and shit. You don't know how many 6 foot tall guys I've been in fights with, and I lit every one of them up. There was only one guy I really got my ass whooped from, and I don't know how he ended up on this side of me and got me in the eye. But then after the fight, because he was 110 pounds heavier than I was, but he was a brown belt in Taekwondo. And he's like, this is after the fight, he said, I give you props. He's like, you got balls. Because, see, he said, all right, he's like, you ain't going to hit me. And I was like, you right, I ain't. And I went to turn around. Well, then I just swung when I came back. And I hit him. Yeah, we got into it, but then somehow he ended up over here, and he just got me right on the side of my damn eye and head. But, yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? He said you're at the grocery store. You're picking up celery. Celery.
Yep.
Like Cat Williams is a gang banging on breakfast?
Yep.
Like, you angry at breakfast? What is you doing?
Because this nigga looked at you the wrong type of way. Like, this shit is crazy as hell. Like, think about this shit, bro. Like,
Now, I don't know where this man's from, but his accent, he sound like he from down my way. Somewhere in the South. He in the dirty. It ain't no way he was born up north. Ain't no damn way. But I could tell I could hang out with that motherfucker just by the way he talking and the way he acting. He seemed like a cool motherfucker.
Like, I can go somewhere and a white person to speak to you like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah.
But you go anywhere and see a group of it like you automatically got to get on 10. Like niggas
Yep.
damn, they don't
Yep.
want to speak or none of this.
Bruh, when I used to go out with my boys, it'd be like 5, 6 of us. I mean, granted, I'm the only white boy there. And then another group of black guys, I'm like, oh shit, shit is about to pop off. But I mean, we had about the same amount of people. But I'm just like, ah, hell, here we go. Because there goes the side eyes. Like, what you looking at? You looking at my bitch? You looking at my bitch? Yeah.
This shit, like, bro, this shit crazy. What the is wrong with us, bro? Like, this shit need to stop. Like, I was just at the beach, right? And the
Wild
little
out.
chick I was with, she had said some shit out the window.
Yeah, see, that right there, not saying women shouldn't be allowed to speak, but just by saying I had a chick with me and she said something, man. You know how, like I said earlier, I got in a fight due to some dude slapping the chick that I was messing with at the time because of some bullshit that I didn't get. But either way, you know, I ain't gonna let some dude basically just hit a woman right in front of me. I don't give a fuck, you know, if she did. And the thing is, it was like over $20. $20, you gonna hit a motherfucking bitch. Nah, that ain't cool, bruh. Granted, I get it if they're all in your face and pushing you and swinging on you, but she wasn't doing that.
And the nigga early, bro, like, it automatically became tension between us. Like, me and my homeboy got out the car, and them niggas cooking,
Been
clutching and
there.
shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy than the mother. But you
Yep.
go out in public, every other race goddamn speak to you, but it's us that got.
But they tell us what? It's the white man. It's white supremacy.
Thank you. That is one thing I am so tired of hearing. And I've said this in my other videos. For those of you that haven't seen any of my other videos, I am part Cherokee. My grandpa was full-blooded. But, so therefore, like, my ancestors, they lost the land that was theirs, and my other ancestors are the ones that took it from them. So, I get that part, but I get, you know, of course, labeled white because, I mean, I look like I'm white. Unless it's summertime and I've been outside, like I used to do roofing work, and I damn near look like a Mexican. I did. But I'm so tired of this white privilege, white supremacy, white this and that. It's not that at all. It is the powerful and elite, like the super rich and people in Congress that have power. And you notice it's all, and I mentioned, I'm not going to go too far off on a tangent here, but I had mentioned this. Why does it seem like the Democrat Party, every single person that steps out and tries to go against Trump in some way, shape, or form is always a black person? To me, I get it, that black person thinks they're going to be able to do something, but I see it as whoever's pulling the strings are intentionally picking the black person. It's almost like cannon fodder. They just keep throwing them out there, like Letitia James, Fannie Willis, damn Brandon whatever from damn Chicago. All of these. And then you seen like when Trump did his speech, old man with the cane, that dude. Like, it is insane how many of them step up and then just get shot down because they're just cannon fodder. Now Fannie Willis and Letitia James both are about to be catching charges for all the laws they've been breaking, meanwhile putting charges.
It's the white supremacy. Every single one of our so-called leaders on the left, these.
One thing I do like is that a lot of, I can't say a lot, but I'm talking about on YouTube, I've seen a lot of black people where they realize, yo, need to be mad at the Africans in Africa that sold you to the white man, because the white man didn't go into Africa. They wouldn't have survived because there were certain diseases that they didn't have no cure for, and their immune system wouldn't fight it off. But anyway, it was, they would trade guns or sugar or this or that, and then they'd get the slaves, because otherwise the slaves would have been either killed or they were going to get sold. Like 78 or 75% of all slaves from the African trade went to like the Middle East and Arabic and Muslim, those countries. Which has always blown my mind on why do y'all become Muslims when the Muslim people were the ones mainly taking y'all and mistreating y'all. And only 23 or 25%, somewhere around in there, came to America, and that was later in the stages. But slavery has always been around, always, since the dawn of time. Since the time a man didn't feel like having to do something, and he found someone or some group that was smaller or weaker than him or his group, they would overtake them and turn them into slaves. Is it right? Fuck no. But it's been that way. Like right now, we're all slaves to the government. I mean, you ain't got to work, but if you don't work, you ain't going to have a place to live. You ain't going to have a way to get on the internet. You ain't going to have nothing if you don't go to work. So you're a slave to the government, and you're a slave to money.
These politricians. Shout out to Billy Carson. Bunch of politricks. What do they say? They say that white supremacy is the biggest problem in this country. White supremacy.
Meanwhile, while they say that, and in the same breath tell you to vote for Joe Biden, a 90-year-old white man that had been at the KKK members' funeral, that said you ain't black if you don't vote Democrat. Like, so if you don't think their way, you're not black. And the Democrat Party, that is, I mean, I know how blacks got tricked to be Democrats. Because before the 1960s, the blacks, their marriages lasted longer than white people, and everything was better than it was for the white person until they started giving out government assistance, Section 8, free housing. And they said the only way you can do that is if the man ain't in the house. So they ripped apart the family, and they gave them money or a place to live for therefore doing that. And I think that is fucked up. Lyndon B. Johnson said I'd be having these N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. So the Democrat Party was the basis of the KKK. Like the KKK and Democrats, that's the same people. Always has been. The Republican Party was started to stop slavery, but somehow black people ended up on the Democrat side. And that has always blown my mind.
Is the reason behind the violence, criminality, white supremacy. It is the white man who was doing this to us. But you hear this brother right here, he is definitely from the streets.
Yep.
That's not an assumption. Probably from the South, so you know, yeah, basically everybody's got one on them. But why is it that he only has to feel in danger around people who look like him? That's self-hatred. They try to tell us we're self-hating, right?
Well, part of it is that, and they've gotten, it has always stumped me, because black men always, they matching, they always getting their outfits right, and they don't even have a car yet. That's blown my mind, because me, I would rather, granted, I don't want to look bummy, because I used to get on, like, think about my dad, because my dad would irritate me wearing some old, just worn out shirt. Now I get it. I'm wearing an old, worn out shirt now. But back in the day, like, man, come on now. But no, you just get to a point where you ain't trying to impress nobody. You just trying to get by. That's it. But back in the day when, I was in my 20s and stuff, some of them be spending $300 on shoes, but yet they ain't got a car yet. And I'm like, why are you doing that? But I think the government also had a hand in that too. Or it was coming up from, not having nothing and you wanting something. And plus, when you live on the inner cities, like bigger cities, you don't have to have a car. I've never lived in the inner cities. I lived in a trailer park, which was like a small community, I guess you could say. But other than that, I've always been towards the country. And you just got to have a car. You can't ride a bus nowhere. You can't get nowhere by walking. So I guess I get that. Never mind. Let me shut up.
Black conservatives, black Republicans, Black folks who do not conform to the Democratic plantation, we're the sellouts. Black folks who speak on these subjects, we're the sellouts.
I don't
not
understand
the person
that.
who is willing to take the life of somebody who looks like them. Huh.
I've never understood how come you're the sellout. Because you would think if politics have always been that way, that white people would have had it that way too. But no, you got, what I'm telling you guys is the fact it's a money bracket. If you're rich and own companies and or a rich white woman, you're 99% of the time on the Democrat side. You're above everyone and you control everyone below you. You think no one else is shit. But then my family's always been Republicans. My grandpa used to pick on me and ask me if I was a Democrat, and this was way back in the day. But anyhow, damn, you know, white people ain't like, man, you a sellout because you a Democrat. No, it ain't been like that. It ain't like the Democrat Party. It's only been black people.
Huh. That's not the sellout. The person who hates themselves so much that they want to take the life of somebody who looks like them. That's not the sellout.
That's gang,
The one who's
though.
given over to this ghetto mentality and the ghetto culture. That's not the sellout. The one who's willing to sell dope to their brother. That's not the sellout. Okay. No, that's real interesting. That's real.
And see, the only downside to that, because, you know, I've thought that way before too, but also I have been a drug addict. And, okay, say whoever ain't going to sell it to me. I will go find it somewhere else. Or I would have. I would have went and found it elsewhere. So, a lot of people think as, well, if I got it on me, so if I don't sell it to him, someone else will. Why should they get the money? Everybody's just trying to make it. Thing is, some of them just want to go about it the easy way, not realizing the faster you make money, the faster you spend it.
Real interesting. Okay.
We be trying to destroy each other, gang. That shit is wild as mother. When you sit here and think about it, like, what the is wrong with us, bro?
Yep. He said a straight lace, no chase.
Yep.
So I have a second video I want to bring up. And again, this one I haven't looked.
And the thing is, how many guys dog him out for that, for saying what he said? That's the sad part.
Look through. It is definitely a wild figure to say the least. Somebody who also came from the street.
That right there, that man right there. That's my dog right there. See, my name is Kevin. That's Kevin Gates. I memorized damn near every song that motherfucker got. Pressure points and angles is what I've always said. And this motherfucker got a song talking about some pressure. That's my dog. I love some Kevin Gates. He keep it real as a motherfucker too.
Streets. And let's just say is nothing less than a
gangster.
An enigma, an eccentric individual, a fellow Aquarian. So he's going to say some things, and I might agree with some, I might not. You know, it goes two ways.
Now, I've heard that this was a while back. I don't know how old this video is, but I know a while back Kevin Gates said some things, and some black people were up in arms on what he said. But he was just keeping it real, yo. I mean,
two ways with this guy right here. Kevin Gates, sometimes I listen, I'm like, man, he's on. Another time.
I mean, Kevin Gates should be able to say whatever the fuck. He's lived in the streets. He's done the work. He's done everything, and now he's got money. And why should he care what you think? He's going to say what he's got to say. Just like me, I don't care. I'm going to say what I say. And you can call me what you want. I've said it in other videos. You can say I'm a racist. Go ahead, say it. Whatever makes you feel better for the day. I don't care. I know I'm not a racist. I grew up with blacks. Oh, I ain't said it in this video, but back in middle school, damn, they called us, a couple of them used to call us the Oreo, because I was the only white dude sitting there with all my boys, and I'm serious. Half of them played either running back, wide receiver, quarterback, or defensive tackles. That was all my dudes.
Other times I'm like, what the hell are you on? So that being said, let's get into it.
Are being liked. I don't give a fuck who don't like me. Like when they talk to Black Lives Matter, I say, man, I don't really care for niggas like that. I don't care to be around them. Because there's always some bullshit. Well, I'm gonna go back to the black community. Hey, good luck.
I love the way he be talking like that, talking about some good luck.
Good.
Yeah, that's Kev. That's Kevin Gates right there.
Yes,
That
sir.
right there, I'm with it. Good luck. Nipsey Hussle, good luck. Good luck.
Tupac,
PNB Rock,
Biggie.
good luck. Good luck. Why is it that a rapper, somebody who is quote unquote giving back to the said community, is always getting taken out in their own city or another hood by another black person?
Young Dolph. Damn, there's a whole list of them that either went home for like a little vacation or to see his peeps, and then they get shot up. And I've never understood that, because every single time it's the same type of people going to jail for it. And either they were, I guess, paid to do it, and more than likely didn't even get paid. And even if they did, they don't get to enjoy it because they're sitting in prison. Ooh, what happened with Lil Durk, by the way? Is he still in jail or is he out? Huh.
White supremacy, right? Gotcha.
Someone mentioned this the other day on something I was watching, and it was 1,000% true. Black people kill other black people at a rate that the KKK wishes they could have. And that is a 10,000% fact. If the KKK could have killed as many black people or as fast as black people are killing themselves, they would have done it. But they didn't and they couldn't. And it's sad.
Okay. Gotcha.
Look, why you ain't done now? Because you don't want that kind of pressure that's going to get applied.
You don't want that smoke.
Man.
Because we kill each other all day, talk about each other behind each other back, any family get together and we gossiping in the kitchen. You just
I just said gossiping earlier. It's a gossip shit. And that...
be outside and went in the kitchen and decided to turn into a bitch. But when you went in the kitchen, yeah, Gates, he really, come on, man, that's all we do. When you look at my comments, the people saying negative shit be niggas. The black lives
Every time.
they got mad at me, they said.
Every
Now, I've heard Kingdom Reacts, Officer Tatum. Shit, I could just keep going down the list. This is people on YouTube talking about the ones that are negative in the comments. Calling them Uncle Toms and this and that and the third. It's always another black person. I mean, I'm sure there's some white liberal women in there. And even the white liberal men, they a woman anyway.
time. Every time. Now, I do get my white liberals in there, you know, trying to educate you, trying to
I swear to God, guys, I have not watched this. That's just funny. He said that.
bring me back onto the plantation. I do get that. But every time somebody's threatening my life, calling me out of my name, you know, trying to make some sort of
Why have I never understood that? Because I've heard calling a woman out of her name. That's, you know, calling her a bitch. But the way it's worded and the way it's said just makes no sense to me. Calling me out my name. Huh? I don't know. Maybe I'm probably just dumb.
any sort of dehumanizing remark. It's always somebody saying things about my wifey. You know what I mean?
That's a no-go
Somebody,
spot.
they called her a pig because
I can't stand when people start dragging family members into it, or kids, or your wife. Dude, they ain't in it. And I haven't had that issue yet. I hope one day to have enough success to have some haters in my comments. But right now, I got no haters, so I guess I ain't doing too great.
she's light skinned. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all so miserable? No. Let's have a real conversation right now. Let's have a real conversation. We'll come back to you, Gates. Why are y'all so insecure? What is wrong with you? Do you have nothing going on in your life?
Exactly.
Do you hate yourself that much?
Well, I say that too. I think a lot of these kids that are out here protesting, rioting, doing all this dumb shit, if they had a job and were made to work, I think that they would be too tired to be out walking around doing stupid shit, throwing away their life. which, especially in the last 4 years with Biden in office, damn, they wasn't catching the consequences. But when it does a full circle, boy, it's going to get rough. And that's all the Democrats are waiting on. Like, let them keep destroying stuff to where we can take away all of their freedoms as a country. And then we'll just make it where nobody gets to do shit. That's what they wanted.
Much that you can't do anything else? Are you that miserable? Are you that jealous? You know, the best remedy to envy is to get off your ass
Yeah.
and to get something done. Because envy is nothing more than an emotion that says, man, I really want what that person has.
Oh.
I want what they have.
My dog's in the window.
So if you want that, then just go get it for yourself.
I seen that curtain move and I was like, why my curtain moving? But it's my dog back there.
Go do it. Go do it.
What I've never understood is this. Why people be leaving messages for anybody or a comment in the comment section. Why not just turn the fucking channel? Because you're not going to change this person's point of view by leaving your comment. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I don't
You
get
hate that I have a platform. Go build one.
Yeah.
The free market
That's what I'm
allows
trying
you
to do.
put your idiotic ideas out there too. Go put them out there. Instead of spending all...
I seriously am. Like, there's been, in the past 2 months that I've been making my channel, I knew it would take a minute, but my very first subscriber was Hard Target. My second subscriber was Simple Man, which is 2 white rappers. And that right there has more than once has motivated me to keep making videos. Just keep going. They were willing to give me a chance, and I've made it to near or close to 50 subscribers. I really would appreciate it if you guys would like and subscribe to my video here, and let me know what you would like for me to react to, by the way. But I'm gonna get quiet. I'm gonna start shutting up so this man can talk, and so can Kevin Gates.
all day long watching from a distance.
Sharks, they're circling in
But
the water.
Are you that inadequate? Do you feel that worthless? Why are you so obsessed? Anyway, yeah, let's continue.
I told them, hey, listen, I wasn't made for everybody to like.
Fact.
That's real.
I told them, you know what's worse than a... They was like, what? Another one?
Ooh, damn.
We kill each other all day. The song, I f your bitch, I kill you, bust your...
What kills me is that's exactly what most of the government wants. They want you to either kill someone, like kill one of your peoples, and then we're gonna throw you in prison. That's why so many rappers keep getting in trouble, because all of these record owners, they got stocks in the prison system. Let me let my dogs out. I'm gonna let him talk.
Go ahead, you know, and then,
That's another one. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Always talking about sleeping with another man's wife. And it's crazy because, again, I can count on one hand, and I wouldn't need more than 2 fingers, where I can genuinely say that there was somebody who did not look like me trying to get at my girl. I have to use both hands to count how many times that my so-called homeboys either ended up sleeping with a chick that I was talking to, or
I missed whatever was said, but that one right there, yeah, I know of at least 1, if not 2. That's why I don't hang out with dudes at all. I truly don't. I don't hang out with no dudes. All my friends are chicks. And yes, every one of them I've been with, every one of them, it happens every time. I don't know why, but that's just the way I am, because I see it as, what's a female going to do? She going to go sleep with someone else? All right, then that's cool. Go do it. But my dog, my boy, you go fuck my girl, that's going to fucking hurt. So fuck that. I don't hang out with dudes.
or trying to get at. And I was informed about them trying to
Been
do
there
exactly
too.
that. Let alone all the other ones who I never will know about.
Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with y'all?
Honestly, I don't think that's necessarily just a black man thing. That is men in general. men love the gushy gushy, the soft soft, yeah, the wet wet, but it makes it where you don't want to be friends with none of them. Don't matter the damn race. I'm saying all men. All men are like that.
Where's the disconnect?
There's very few that aren't.
Where's your humanity? Every other song, I'm gonna F your chick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your chick. You can't have
Tupac. That's the first one that comes into my mind. I fucked your B, you fat mug.
anything of your own. You gotta have somebody else's something, huh? You just can't be content. You can't be satisfied. That's why you flash your little jewels. Look at my chains. Look at my chains. Look at my rings. Look at my things. Look at my things. Blah 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 blah.
Never mind. I ain't got no. I shouldn't even. I can't open my mouth on that one. I was about to say how many kids you got, but I'm supposed to have 14, but I only got 2. I'm telling you, I was wild, son. I was supposed to have 9 baby mamas. 9. 1 was enough for me, yo.
Blang 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 blang. Like a damn slave with them chains around your neck. It's a damn shame.
I wish I'd have never got rid of all the gold I had. And like when I did, I turned it into one of the gold places back when I was, because either the necklaces were broke or the rings were broke, but they were still all gold. I got like $800 for it. And this was back in 2003. This is back when the gas prices were getting up there. It wasn't 2003. It was 2007. But either way, if I'd have only kept all that. Woo! Man. Let me let my third dog out.
A damn shame.
And we talk about each other behind each other back, and then soon as a white person kill one of us, y'all should have left him. Y'all should have let him live. Why? Soon as a white
Sorry about that. I just
and
wanted
we
to back
talk
it
about
up.
each other behind each other back, and then soon as a white person kill one of us, y'all should have left him. Y'all should have let him live. Why? So we could kill him.
Oh,
That's all.
whoa.
I mean, he's not wrong. The thing is, though, and I've mentioned this in other videos, man. Fucking, like, there was one year where it was like, I know in 2016, I think only 6 black men died from cops. And there was another year, I can't remember which one it was, but it was only 11. Granted, that's too many. But also, it was like 225 white men died by cops. Not one fucking thing on the news about it. I watched one where a white boy was wearing basketball shorts and a shirt. And what it was, he had a BB gun on him. He was going somewhere and he stayed at a hotel. Well, he had showed someone he had met online, the BB gun. Well, they went and told the cops it was real. Well, the SWAT team shows up at the hotel. They tell this white dude, and the gun is inside. It's a rifle. It's a BB gun. It's a rifle, but it's a BB gun. He does not have it on him. They tell him to get on his knees, and he got on his knees. Then they had him crawl on all fours to the cop. The cop, sir. Well, you know how basketball shorts, they got the drawstring and they can come down. Well, as he was, crawling forward and his knee drugged the floor, it started to pull his shorts down. He went to grab his waistband to pull his shorts up. They shot him like 36 fucking times and killed him. Motherfucker didn't have a damn thing on him. Wasn't on the news not once. Now who's oppressed?
Be jumping up and down, hollering, talking about that Black Lives Matter. Who do they matter to?
Yes.
Ooh.
Even the songs you listen to, you ready to hear about it.
Should just be your life matters. That's it. Because if it ain't your life, yeah, I guess you can be affected by it. Like I said, I've had 48 friends die. Two girlfriends. Well, one was a fiance, one was a girlfriend because I was only 15. Both of them were cancer. But Yeah, and that my fiance crushed me, bro. I still ain't got over that, and it's been 5 years. That's another day, another subject.
Talking about he gonna split a nigga shit,
Yep.
cause I like that type of shit too. Now I like to hear niggas.
Yeah, Kevin Gates music, he used to be all about it, and I liked it. Still do. Not saying that it don't have bad percussion.
They top popped in a song.
Yeah, he made.
I will tell you this. See, the first rap song I fell in love with was Nothing But a G Thing by Snoop Dogg back in like 1993, 94. And everybody wanted to be a gangster back then. Everybody from the 80s and early 90s wanted to be a gangster. And I guarantee you I made dumb decisions due to it. And I did stupid things that I should have never done. And it was all due to I wanted to be cool and be with the in crowd.
I mean, he makes that music himself.
Yes.
If he's still
there
making
you go.
music, he makes that music himself. I used to listen to a lot of Kevin Gates. He could rap his ass off, but
Yeah, he can.
the music it's the exact same. It's the exact same music. So who better to talk about it? Who better to talk about it?
Not a white man.
Nobody is more dangerous to the black man than another black man. And this is true of Malcolm X. Was taken out by who? Do y'all know? Before I say the answer,
No, I don't know. But I'm assuming you're about to say he was taken out by a black guy.
y'all know?
See, most of my life, I just assumed it was a white guy. I just assumed.
It wasn't the white man.
See?
Oh, it was the CIA. Who took him out? Who took his life? It was a member of the Nation of Islam.
Like I said earlier, I've never understood how the black people fell towards a religion that the people that represent that religion, in a majority, they bought most of the slaves. Like Muhammad Ali, he went and become Muslim, and that just, it always stumped me. And he was named, what, Cassius Clay? And that is after the most gangster politician. Go look up Fat Electrician. Look that up. But as a white man that forced Abraham Lincoln to sign the documents to free the slaves. Because, yeah, granted, Lincoln was against slavery, but it wasn't that big of a pressing issue. Well, Cassius Clay made him do that. And see, nobody talks about that shit.
The Black Muslim Fraternity. It was a black man who took his life after he stopped, or essentially shifted his message from being this racist message of black, to, oh, wait, we're all in this together. Or at least if you're Muslim, right? Still conditions to it. But he went to visit Mecca and he saw a multitude of all peoples, and it shifted his consciousness. He was a forever evolving man, from being a criminal, doing time in prison, becoming a black Muslim, or, part of the Nation of Islam, then stepping out of that, and they took his life because he was no longer a part of their gang.
See? Muslim is a religion of hate. I'm sorry. If you're Muslim, I'm sorry.
Scarcely, barely.
At least the Muslim extremist is a religion of hate. That's all it is. Christianity, there is nothing about, like, killing people. And then what's this whole thing about getting 72 virgins? 72 virgin what? Because last thing I would ever want as a gift is 72 virgins that don't know how to they don't know how to do nothing. That right there has always blown my mind. Like, 72 virgins, that's a reason to join. No, that's what most of them are probably doing. They're joining just for that. It's stupid.
Barely ever paranoid, afraid, feeling any type of way in a white community. Whether it's in the South. I went to a place called Kingston, Texas, or Kingsland, Texas. Unincorporated little shanty town of a place. Shout out to Kingsland. Beautiful, beautiful people. I was told that they were the most racist.
Now, I'm going to tell you now, like you see, I am white. And Anytime I was out driving at night in any of my cars that had rims on them and a system, didn't matter where I was at, but especially if I was in the hood. Oh, I'm getting pulled over. And it's almost like I'm getting pulled over because I'm white and in the hood with rims and a system. Boy, every time I would have to turn my shit down because the last thing I want to do is a cop be sitting near a stop sign or at a corner and he can hear my system coming from 2 blocks away. And here I go, get pulled. Shit, for a while there, I wouldn't go to Myrtle Beach, man. Because every time I went down there, I got locked up. Every time. One time, a dude wrecked into my car. It wasn't my fault. He told the cop it wasn't my fault. The cop said, best thing you can do is leave. And I looked at him. I was like, man, what the fuck? He said, now you got disorderly conduct towards a cop. Put your hands behind your back. I'm like, that's how that went down. Like, dude, I almost swore off Myrtle Beach for a long time.
This is a sundown. I was showing nothing but the absolute most respect. Sir, as a young man, by older, sir.
And see, that's how we were raised growing up. Is you show your elders respect. But I've always, even if my helper at my job, and he was younger than me, he was in his 20s, and I was about to be 40 or at 40, I'd still say yes, sir. That's just how I am. Unless you give me a reason to not respect you or to lose it, then I will never say sir to you. That's when it's gone.
I got lost in that town. My phone died on me. I was, visiting somebody, none of your business who that was. But I was down there and I decided to go to the gym. My phone dies. I don't remember where the hell the house is and stuff. It wasn't nothing but sirs. Going down the wrong street, I was good. That's my lived experience. They like to say that nowadays. That's my lived experience. But guess what? Damn near every time I am in a place where I'm surrounded by black folks, outside of a handful, where I have family members who live in like 3 houses on the block or something like that, is where I actually felt safe around people who look like me. Or, Ethiopian neighborhoods or something like that. It's unbelievable. It really, when you think about it, like the first dude said, it's really sad. It's actually sad.
But it's kind of like, as a kid, if you did something wrong and you got punished for it or you got whooped, whatever it may be, your punishment, it taught you to not do it again. Well, it's almost like the past 10, 15 years, a lot of the government started making it out where it's like, oh, we ain't gonna do nothing to you. You go ahead. That's what the whole defund of the police and all this shit, that really irritated me for the simple fact people were stealing $900 worth of stuff. They don't get no charges, nothing, just get a ticket. Meanwhile, the rest of the country is having to foot that bill. These motherfuckers have the nerve to say, oh, they got insurance. And it's like, your insurance goes up every time you make a claim. Otherwise, the insurance company is going to go down. So, therefore, the company has to pay more to the insurance place to cover what you stole. And therefore, the company's going to raise the price on everything they're selling. So, the whole country, everything was going up. Because you got a bunch of knuckleheads running around just stealing, taking whatever they want. Because they think they're owed it when really they were never a slave. No white man hung no one in front of them. None of that. White people were slaves too. Actually, the very first slaves in America were Irish.
But we like to lie.
I found that out like a month ago.
We like to pretend, because we're ashamed of it. I think it's shame that does it. I think it's shame. You don't want to talk about your problem. No, don't let them talk about your problem. Don't let the white man can't talk about your problems. There's a video, and I use it as a reference video now. Let me see if I still have it. Yes, I do. Did I keep that damn video? Did I keep that? Oh, I didn't. It was a girl talking about how you should never, dear white people, Don't ever talk about black people. Blah.
Meanwhile, she's sitting there talking to and about white people. I guarantee it. That is one thing that I've noticed, and a lot of the black YouTubers, they have been calling it out for what it is. Yeah, black people think they can't be racist towards whites, and it's like, cause like, did y'all see the video where the kid's on the subway wearing the MAGA hat, and this dumb white lady is calling him a racist, and then she falls trying to take his hat and lands because she busted her ass. But one thing that irked me about that video is that kid he's got something in him. He's not white. He might be mixed with white. But anyway, he said, "What? How can I be racist?" And no one pointed that part out of the video. He said, "How can I be racist?" Just because you're brown or not 100% white doesn't mean you cannot be racist. You can Me personally, I've said it before, I think everyone is racist to a degree. You put them in a certain predicament, it could be completely a fictional thing, but they're going to eventually be racist to a degree. And I've heard other people agree and say the same thing.
Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why? Because you don't want to be called out for your nonsense? Okay, then we'll do it. We'll call it out. That video came out before this whole black fatigue phenomenon, etc. We said, okay, we'll do it. We'll talk about what the hell's actually going on. We'll talk about what's going on in the quote-unquote family. This dysfunctional family that we're separating ourselves from. So let's see if we got anything else in here. Otherwise, we will just wrap.
I do. Being honest. Yeah. But I don't really too much like if I be wrong, antennas go up.
Mm-hmm. You be feeling away.
No,
you got to watch yourself in certain situations.
By the way, the guy sitting right.
I mean, you put yourself out there, especially being in Kevin Gates' position with all the money he's made. You got to keep your antennas up. But you know, when you're in a situation where you don't know a lot of people, you should have your antennas up, and if you don't, you're being very careless with your life.
Right there's Paul Pierce, ex NBA player. And he actually, I think he was shanked like 12 or 14 times or something crazy like that when he was in the league, actually. So, yeah,
really?
I can see why he's sitting back like that. He doesn't want to say what he really wants to say because, you know, ESPN pays. But, yeah, if it wasn't for the big mouse down there in Florida, if it wasn't for the big mouse, he would be adding to this conversation, but he doesn't want to lose his position.
Even the songs you listen to too much. Man.
For sure. No, that makes sense. I get it.
I'll be right back again.
They are
I will say this.
Where it happened at the club?
Yeah.
You at the club?
They are so uncomfortable. This is what cowardice looks like. This is what they will talk. They will go all day on a rant about white people. Yes, exactly. Cause the white man, yes, Lord. Oh my God, yeah, amen, yo. But when it comes to this conversation,
I'm so sorry, guys. I don't
know.
I haven't mastered the art of editing videos yet. That's the only reason I don't cut that out. So what you see is what you get. My dogs, I gotta let them out sometimes because they're gonna sit here and start barking and whining and doing stuff. So I have to let them out, and I'm trying to figure out all the editing things and start making things better. But you know, I figured it'd be alright just showing you this is me, this is my life.
It's racist now. Remember when you were calling this out? I'm gonna talk to y'all specifically, quote unquote white folks. Remember you said it? Wait, don't all lives matter? Remember when you said that?
Well, it's always been that way to us. And see, that's one thing. Okay, I didn't know for a long time that the government forced integration between the two races. They forced it. Because when I heard that, what's her face that sat at the front of the bus, and they... Why is it leaving me? I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, that was set up. That wasn't real. The government has been setting up stuff that wasn't real. Blacks had their own bus. whites had their own bus. So there's no way that we were forcing you to sit at the back, and she decided to sit at the front that day. It's Officer Tatum talked about it. Damn, I don't know if the Hodge twins did, but multiple people have talked about it. It was false. It's not true. The government made it out that it was. They've made racial divide that wasn't there. But them forcing the two races together instead of letting us do it on our own has caused a lot more problems than it should. And they realized that. They were like, hey, they're too busy fighting with each other to pay attention to what we're doing. Let's keep them fighting. And they've done that. But it should always have been all lives matter. I mean, for real. But the sad thing is, you don't hear or see anything about white people dying from cops, because this media, they do not show it. They don't tell you. You have to actually go look it up to find it. White people, granted, supposedly like 70% of the nation's white and only like 13% is black, but yet everywhere I go, I don't see white people. I just don't. I know we're out there. I'm just saying it doesn't seem like their percentages are right. And after Doge found all these, like illegal Social Security things where people hadn't been born yet, or people have been dead for 200 years but still getting a check, is that also fucking up our percentages of our race?
Then they said you were racist. They called you racist, and you still used to be
Well, what else are they supposed to do? Because they're going to lose control if they don't do that.
afraid to be called racist back then. It still had a little bit of substance to it. Remember when they shamed you?
That is one thing that they've done. They've made Nazis not shit. White supremacy, not shit. Racist, not shit. Like 20 years ago, if it got put out there that you were racist, oh, you got some issues now. Nowadays, y'all worn it out so much. You're calling Nazis and everything's a Nazi if it doesn't go your way.
Shamed you out of your common sense idea that, wait, but shouldn't all people's lives? No, that's a direct.
And still, why hasn't anyone? Like, I need to know this. If you're black and you're watching this video, can you let me know? Did you think that white people, the Europeans way back when, just ran into Africa, captured them, and then walked off with them? Is that what you thought happened? Because the large African tribes did not let people just come walking through the country. That ain't how it went. So, and I've heard a few black YouTubers, and influencers, they've said, if you're going to be mad at anybody, you should be mad at the motherfuckers still in Africa, because their ancestors are the ones that sold y'all to us. But the thing is, this is the best country in the world. How many black people are on the NFL teams? How many black people are in the NBA? How many of them are movie stars, rappers? How is it that blacks are so oppressed, but yet there's plenty at the top? They're in Congress. You got people that are coming from other nations, like what's that? The one that married her brother or whatever. Some Syrian chick or Somalian, the Somalian one, Ilhan Omar or something like that. Like, she's in Congress. She's not even from here. Why?
Direct insult, because we're actually speaking of black lives. No. The reality was they wanted to hide behind that.
Yeah, and the thing is with BLM, what did they do to make any black community better? Can you name one thing they did to make it better? One playground they put up, one basketball court, one football team. Can you name one that they did?
They wanted to hide behind it. Black lives only matter when they are taken out by white lives. That should be the standard.
And sometimes, like the George Floyd thing, that wasn't the officer's fault. One, the officer is at work minding his own business when he gets a call to go to a gas station where someone has used a counterfeit $20 bill. So, had he not answered that call that day, one, he wouldn't have been doing his job. Two, he would have never got put in jail. But the dude had enough fentanyl in his system to kill a rhinoceros, a 2,000-pound animal. He was trying to cheek the medicines in his mouth, and either the bag had a hole in it, or when he was talking, he accidentally bit into it. He might have thought it was fentanyl, or he might have thought it was just heroin, and he'd be alright. But then by the time he realized it was too late, he already couldn't, he's starting to get to where he can't breathe because his body's being overtaken by the drugs. And that drug is vicious. I've never had it, I don't think.
Black lives only matter when fill in the blank. Not Black Lives Matter. Black lives don't matter to these. Black lives don't matter to black people. I'm not saying all, but that should be the more accurate statement.
You know, I've seen videos where like one dude's in one gang, his cousin's in another gang, and they want to kill each other on spot. That's crazy. Like first cousins. You want to kill him just because he's in the other gang. That's insane.
But you were told you were racist when you said that. You were told you were racist when you said even, white lives matter. Because a lot of white folks have their lives taken out by black folks.
Yeah.
What about their lives?
Oh, they don't care. It's just getting back. It's making it even.
What else do we have?
Even though there was black slave owners back in the day, and blacks brought blacks over here from Africa. And one thing I've never understood is the whole African American. Because if that's the case, I'm a European indigenous American. Is this something we're going to start doing now? I was born in America. I'm American. If any other person from another country or another country tries to take this country over, I'm going to step my foot on the line and be there to help defend this country. And I'm sure a lot of you would too. So that would make you an American, no matter your skin color, man.
Oh, blue lives, right? Police lives. Again, they don't matter, right? Even though they're the ones who have to protect these very same neighborhoods.
That's what kills me. And I mentioned that in another video, is that when something goes wrong and your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, whoever gets shot and they're bleeding out, you call 911 and you call the cops. And then it's a white guy standing there. Like, I know there's black cops. I've had to deal with black cops. Black cops have been racist towards me. Did I say anything? Fuck no. There's no fucking point. All cops can be dicks. Everyone can be a dick. Put it that way. He might have just been having a bad day that day, and I happen to be the one he caught. And damn, he just wanted to take it out on me. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, damn, you get... If you're gonna act the way you're acting, then when you call 911, say send only blacks out here, or it's almost like you're trying to regress back to what it was, where you got the black water fountain and the white water fountain. You got the black EMT, you got the white EMT, because it used to all be separate. Then it got forced together. And then in the past couple of years, it seems like some of them want to branch back off and have their own, but they only want to take the stuff that's good.
Who's going to come out and actually investigate? Who's going to come and collect the bodies?
My point.
Who's going to come and protect the families?
I didn't say nothing about that.
We're self-policing. You're going to self-police?
Yeah, right.
So you're going to trust the very same people that are willing to take you out to police the neighborhood? Yeah, makes sense. The very same one who are taking out their own quote-unquote leaders, the people who are giving back to their community? Absolutely. Okay. Now, I stay away. I am not ashamed anymore. Like I told you in the beginning of this video, I used to be ashamed. I am ashamed no more. I am ashamed.
And that reminds me of something Coach Van said. It's a black YouTuber. He said, them white boys, they out there shooting in the woods, they practicing, they getting their point, they able to shoot. He is like, if a race war ever pops off, I'm not on your side. I'm on the other team. And I've heard multiple black people say that on YouTube, where they're like, He's like, this white boy out there shooting. It is what it is. And I
I
agree with
know
him.
I'm wash my hands of it completely. I want to live around my Japanese folks, my Chinese folks, my Indian folks, the little hat community, white country folk. I'm cool with everybody.
And see, that's all it is. It ain't even a race thing. It's just having common courtesy and decency for the next person. Treat them how you want to be treated. It's one of the oldest sayings that I've ever heard of. Treat them as you want to be treated. That's all we ask. If you don't have a job, don't be playing your music loud as fuck, especially in a car in the driveway at 4 in the morning. Don't do that. Because you know damn well if you had to get up to go to work the next day, if you had to be up at a certain time and you can only sleep from this time to this time, the last thing you want to do is be kept up all night. So just have common courtesy for the next person. I don't even play my system no more because I know it's so loud you can hear. Like I took my dogs on a walk around the block once and I could hear my damn radio. It was just like Discovery Channel type thing playing. Like it was like James Earl Jones talking or something. I could hear it 7 houses up. I'm like, ooh, that ain't good. Because my girl was just inside watching TV. Well, my ex, she was inside just watching TV. So I took all the bass out of it.
Certain Africans, you understand me? I'm cool with that. Kenyans, Sierra Leoneans. I'm cool with that.
I haven't heard of them.
Ethiopian. I'm cool with that. My Zimbos, I'm for sure. But some of y'all with the nignogatry, nope, no thank you, sir.
Really? I have not heard that word before. Nigometry.
State agent, do you have another neighborhood I can look at? Oh, but the white man redlining and I own property. I'm not gonna let the nignogs in either. Oh, this is gonna sound crazy. I'm not letting a certain demographic. I'm profiling.
I've heard that from a few black people too. They profile that. But I do that. I would, if I own properties, which I don't, but if I did, other than my own, and I had to let someone live in it, I'm not going to let some white trash roll up in. No, because you can tell. You can just tell. You can just tell by the way someone carries themselves if they going to take care of your shit or not, or if they getting a free handout. That's one thing about Section 8 that kills me. Is people that let their houses on Section 8, the people that move in there, they know they ain't got to worry about it. If something mess up, oh, the wall got tore down and the door's gone and we yanked out all the carpet, it's all right. We just move to another house and leave that piece of shit. My ex-wife, she done some, man, I know there's people in this world that truly hate they ever rented out to her. She let them kids, because she's got 4 kids, she let them, they tore everything up. She used to be your average white woman that worked hard, and then she slipped up, fell into drugs, and let everything go and started using everybody. I've never seen someone change so much in my life, and I hate seeing it. She looks like she's barely getting by now. Like, she looks way older than she should. She used to always look young. Man, she destroyed her life. And I messed mine up too. I got off on drugs. I've made many mistakes. And kids don't do drugs. It's the worst thing to do. Then you got to try to get off of them. I didn't know anything about addiction. Back when pain pills got big, back in 2003, 2004, all that, I didn't know that you had withdrawals. I didn't know none of this because it wasn't out there like that.
I don't want my valuation of my homes going down. I want business to be good for everybody here. Yeah. I want people who are not going to cause havoc and are going to pay. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's the culture So that's what if that's what the culture is producing, then these are the results the culture is going to get. People are going to get the hell away from you. Simple. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around.
All right, guys, that right there is it. Please let me know what you'd like for me to watch and react to, and I will hop right on it. I'm probably going to jump into some more videos similar to this. So anyhow, I will catch you on the next one. I hope you have a wonderful day, a beautiful night, whatever it may be, and I will see you on the next one.